Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and today is my KU TBR. So I use Kindle Unlimited all the time. I often have 10 books checked out. Probably a very low amount of books checked out is 4 for me, and I consistently read from it every single month. It is a heavy part of my reading, and I thought that I would just tell you the 10 that I have checked out right now. So that's all this is. Surprising absolutely nobody. There is a slim chance that I would read all these. I would actually say there's none. There's not a single solitary chance. At least not that I will read these all on this checkout. Some will get returned and swapped out and all the things. And that's just how I work with Kindle Unlimited. So let me live. First one I have is Loving Man by Bailey West. I saw this in a single dad recommendation on Instagram, and then when I was trying to find which account it was, I could not find who gave the recommendation. But I remember I think it was all Black love recommendations. If not, it was heavily Black love recommendations. But this one, he is at a culinary conference and gets it and has a hookup, and she gets pregnant, and then somehow he ends up with the baby rather than her. So it's a single dad romance. And then she is a chocolatier, something or other, and then gets a phone call that changes her life, and the synopsis doesn't say what the phone call is, but then their paths cross and it's them trying to figure out how to fall in love. So I don't know, I've never read this author before. I am really excited to give it a try. If you like chef romances, maybe this one will be for you. I was more interested in the single dad aspect, but yeah, I definitely want to try it. Then I have Feed, which is Fangs with Benefits, #1 by Evita Weiss. This was heavily recommended during the Hoathon. Evita Weiss is one of the featured authors for that readathon, and there is a live show coming up with them in July at some point. This is a short, and it is a succubus who orders food. By food, I mean somebody to feed off of. And the guy that shows up to her door is a fae, I believe, but also like her boss or her hated coworker or something. Is like 50 pages, and it is them banging it. And I've heard that it is amazing, like so fiery. And I know that they have another book out, but I don't know if it follows the same couple or not. So I know it's not happily ever after or anything like that. It's just this one run-in, this one-night stand thing, and I've just heard amazing things. And I'm Making Their Vows by Jessa Kane. This is a underground fighter and a prep school princess. Jessa Kane writes smutty novellas, and that's all I know, all I need to know. It's pretty easy to tell how her books are going to go, but yeah, I'm sure it'll be age gap. I'm sure she'll be like 18 and a virgin, and it'll be smutty. Then I have Love in the Streets by Nicole. This has been on my TBR since December, and it is a Black love romance. I've not read this author before. She is a doctor, and her dad was a crime boss, and she falls in love with a criminal in his organization after saying that she would never, ever date a criminal, and I don't know anything else. I know it was recommended to me. I think that Christina Jones recommends this author a lot. I think they're friends, but I have never actually picked up the book. The book has been on my TBR for months and months and months, and I would like to at least try it, at least pick it up. Then I have A History of Violence by Mallory Fox. This is a bully, I think high school romance, where they're bullying her and it's reverse harem and she's a serial killer. And I don't know what happens from there, but I just really want to read it. I want to know what happens. Can you imagine? I think about this all the time. Probably not all the time, but I think about this. How people are like so rude and mean and aggressive and microaggressions and all the things where like you hate them. But how many times are they doing it to somebody who's like extremely violent and they don't realize it and then beg for mercy? So ignore me. I think it's a very interesting concept. And then I have The Risk, which is Mindf #1 by S.T. Abbey. I have read this author's work under other pen names and enjoyed it. This is some sort of Dexter thing where she was horribly wronged, I don't know in what way, like 10 years ago, and now she's taking people down. And I think that the guy that falls in love with her, but I think it's a reverse harem, is like the FBI agent that's hunting down the serial killer and would never suspect her. And I don't know what all happens, but I've heard that it is a ride in this series, and each installment is pretty short. So this has been on my TBR since October. It is my oldest book on my TBR right now, and I would just like to knock it out. I have Immoral Confessions, which is Boys of St. Augustine #1 by R. Holmes. This is the Taboo Book Club book for the month of July. Tamika from Library Tones hosts it. Her co-host this month is Naima from Naima Reads, and the theme is bully romances. This guy, I think, is like the prep school of the king, but something happened and they got caught and things went down, and they think that she's the one that snitched and he is trying to make her pay. But obviously it probably wasn't her or something. But that's all I know is the Taboo Book Club pick. That's why I have it. I'm wildly excited to see Naima be the co-host this month, and I'm just looking forward to the live show, but I gotta read the book first. If you are interested in the live show, it's always on Library of Tomes channel and always towards the end of the month. So read it, try it, see if you like it, and if you do, watch the live show. Then I have, I don't even know how to say this, RotaneV? RotaneV, I don't know. It's a standalone Poseidon tale by Lexi C. Foss. This is a surprise drop by the author, and this is a modern day human retelling, but the human is actually the reincarnated siren that was supposed to be Poseidon's mate and turned him down and ran away, and now he's gonna make her pay, but she's a human and she doesn't remember any of the things, and so I do not know what is going to happen. Lexi C. Foss definitely rides the edge of my comfort zone when it comes to dark content. Her books are always pushing it a little bit for me, but I always end up adoring them. So I'm nervous to read it, but also very excited. Very excited, because if she can pull off the Poseidon siren thing, greatness. Then in a drastic turn, I have a crazy little thing called Love, which is Serendipitous Love #1 by Christina C. Jones. So Mina from Mina Reads is the person who first recommended Christina C. Jones to me. That is why I read I Think I Might Love You, and just fell in love with her as an author and have read so many of her books since then. But I have always been so grateful to Mina for giving me the recommendation in the first place. Well, recently in her Instagram stories, Mina said that she really recommends, if you're going to try Christina C. Jones, to start with this book, A Crazy Little Thing Called Love. And then she listed, I think, The Wright Brothers and The Love Sisters, which I've already read, but I've not read this one. So I wanted to prioritize it on my Christina C. Jones. Every month is another installment of at least a couple of her books, I feel like. And so this is the one that I currently would like to read next. She is looking for the perfect guy for a summer fling. She doesn't have any, what is that word, prospects, until this guy walks into her florist shop, and he is perfect in every way, except he's not perfect. And so it's their story about finding love that lasts for more than the summer and loving somebody who maybe wasn't as great as you thought they were and actually has flaws and issues. So that's all I know is Christina C. Jones. I love her as an author because she's a guaranteed good read for me. I feel like I'm always going to enjoy her books, and so it's just that safe read where you know you're at least gonna like it, and I need that. And then lastly, I have I Married a Lizardman by Regine Abel. So some of the romance booktubers did a buddy read of this last week, but I was in the throes of a reading slump still, and so I didn't participate or anything. Well, then this morning when I'm filming this, I'm filming it on Sunday, the 4th of July, Steph from Novelty Corner, I was watching her weekly wrap-up of the books that she reads, which is called Books Beside My Bed. And she talked about this book, and she was like, it was amazing. If you're going to read one book that I read this week, read this one. So he is a lizard humanoid alien, and I forget why she said that this human goes to be mated with him. I think it's a marriage of convenience, but I forget the reason why she said, but I do know that the human is a farmer and his species was forced into slavery farming. So farming is a big trigger for them, and there's a corporation that's trying to take over their planet and they are struggling to survive. And so some of her ideas and things are very helpful, and Steph said that it's them trying to figure out how they're compatible and how to please each other. And also she told me that it's low angst and there's no third act breakup. So she also said it was like the sweetest romance she's read in a while, and sold. Hello. Can I be into Lizardman? I don't think so, but let's give it a try because it's a sweet romance with good communication, low angst, no third act breakup. Yes, that's what I want. So I realize the majority of the books on this list would not indicate that, but I will have you know that is what I like. So a lot of weird, wild, dark books, and then some that I hope are just pure happiness. So yeah, that's what I have checked out from Kindle Unlimited right now. Honestly, if you watch this video, pay attention to my July wrap-up and you'll see how many of them I actually read. Sometimes it's a higher ratio than other times, but we'll see. I'm excited for them, so we'll see which ones I pick up and which ones get sent back without me opening them. So there's that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.